"Daddy, she's crying." Those two simple words from 5-year-old Lily shattered the carefully constructed walls Jack had built around his heart over the past 3 years. There, standing in the crowded mall on Christmas Eve, was Emma, his ex-wife, the woman who had walked away from their family without looking back. But why was she alone? Why was she crying? And why, despite everything, did Jack still feel that familiar pull toward her? What happens next will change their lives forever. The mall buzzed with last-minute shoppers, Christmas music floating through the air as Jack gripped Lily's small hand tightly. He hadn't planned to be here today, but Lily had begged to see Santa one last time before Christmas. How could he say no to those big brown eyes, eyes that reminded him so much of Emma's? "Daddy, look! It's Mommy!" Lily tugged at his sleeve, pointing across the food court. Jack's heart stopped. 3 years. It had been 3 years since Emma had walked out of their lives, claiming she needed to find herself. 3 years of bedtime stories without a mother's goodnight kiss. 3 years of Jack learning to be both mom and dad to their daughter. "Lily, honey, I don't think," but his words died in his throat when he saw her. Emma stood near the pretzel stand, one hand covering her mouth, tears streaming down her face. She looked thinner than he remembered, her once vibrant appearance now subdued. "Daddy, she's crying," Lily said, her voice small with concern. Before Jack could stop her, Lily broke free from his grip and darted through the crowd. Jack's heart lurched as he pushed through the sea of shoppers, trying to keep his daughter's bobbing red hat in sight. "Mommy!" Lily called out, and Emma turned, her tear-stained face freezing in shock. If you're enjoying this story so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more content like this. The journey these three are about to embark on will touch your heart in ways you never expected. Emma knelt down as Lily approached, her hands trembling as she reached for the daughter she hadn't seen in years. Jack stood frozen several feet away, a storm of emotions raging inside him, anger, confusion, and something else he didn't want to acknowledge. "Lily?" Emma's voice cracked. "Oh my God, you've gotten so big." Jack finally found his voice. "Lily, come back here." His tone was sharper than intended, causing both Emma and Lily to flinch. "Jack," Emma whispered, standing slowly. I didn't expect to see you here." "Clearly," he replied coldly. "Come on, Lily. We need to go see Santa." "But Daddy, Mommy's sad," Lily insisted, her small face scrunched with worry. "We can't leave her alone on Christmas." Jack felt dozens of eyes on them, curious onlookers watching their family drama unfold in the middle of the mall. He lowered his voice. "This isn't the place, Lily." "Please," Emma said quietly. "Could we talk? Just for a minute?" Jack wanted to say no. Every logical part of his brain screamed at him to take Lily and walk away. But something in Emma's eyes, a desperation he'd never seen before, made him hesitate. 5 minutes, he conceded. "There's a coffee shop around the corner." As they walked in tense silence, Jack couldn't help but notice how Emma kept stealing glances at Lily, drinking in every detail of the daughter she'd abandoned. What right did she have to look at Lily that way now? The coffee shop was mercifully quiet compared to the mall. Jack ordered hot chocolate for Lily and black coffee for himself. Emma asked for tea, her voice barely audible. "So," Jack said once they were seated, Lily happily distracted by the whipped cream mountain on her hot chocolate. "What brings you back to town?" Emma wrapped her hands around her mug. "My mom's sick. Cancer. I came back to help take care of her." Jack felt a pang of sympathy despite himself. Margaret had always been kind to him, even after the divorce. "I'm sorry to hear that." "She's been asking about Lily," Emma continued, her eyes fixed on the table. "About you, too." "We're fine," Jack said curtly. "We've been fine without you." What Emma reveals next will leave you speechless. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens. Emma flinched as if he'd slapped her. I deserve that, she whispered. I deserve all your anger, Jack. What I did was unforgivable. Then why did you do it? The question that had haunted him for 3 years finally escaped. Why did you leave us? Emma's eyes filled with fresh tears. I was sick, Jack. Not physically, mentally. I had postpartum depression that never went away. It just got worse and worse until I couldn't see any way out. I thought. Her voice broke, I thought you and Lily would be better off without me. Jack stared at her, processing her words. He remembered the months before she left, how she'd withdrawn, how she'd cry for no reason, how she'd stopped eating. He'd attributed it to unhappiness in their marriage, never considering it might be something deeper. Why didn't you tell me? He asked, his voice softer now. I was ashamed. I thought I was failing as a mother, as a wife. And then I convinced myself you'd be happier if I just disappeared. Lily, who had been quietly sipping her hot chocolate, suddenly spoke up. Did you stop loving us, Mommy? Emma's face crumpled. No, baby. Never. Not for 1 second. I thought about you every single day. Then why didn't you come back? Lily's innocent question hung in the air. Because I was scared, Emma admitted. Scared you wouldn't want me anymore. Scared I'd hurt you again. Jack watched as his daughter processed this information, her small brow furrowed in concentration. Then, with the simple wisdom only children possess, Lily said, "But you're here now." Those 4 words hit Jack like a thunderbolt. She was here now. After 3 years of absence, Emma had returned. But was it too late? Could they ever rebuild what had been broken? Where are you staying? Jack found himself asking. At my mom's house. I've been there for about a week. Jack nodded slowly. Tomorrow is Christmas. I know, Emma said, looking down. I was at the mall buying a gift for my mom when I saw you both. Lily tugged at Jack's sleeve. Daddy, can Mommy come to our house for Christmas? Please. Jack looked at his daughter's hopeful face, then at Emma's surprised one. 1,000 reasons to say no raced through his mind. But then he remembered something his own father had told him. Christmas is for forgiveness, son. If you can't find it in your heart to forgive on Christmas, when can you? What happens next will warm your heart and remind you of the true meaning of Christmas. If you're enjoying this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that touches the soul. Dinner is at 6, Jack said finally. Nothing fancy. Just ham and potatoes. Emma's eyes widened. Are you sure? No, Jack admitted honestly. But it's Christmas, and Lily wants you there. And you? Emma asked softly. What do you want, Jack? Jack looked at her, really looked at her for the first time since their unexpected reunion. Behind the sadness in her eyes, he could still see traces of the woman he had fallen in love with, the woman who had given him the greatest gift in his life, their daughter. I want. He began, then paused. I want Lily to have a good Christmas. It wasn't the whole truth, but it was all he could offer right now. Emma nodded, understanding the unspoken boundaries. Thank you. I'll bring dessert. As they prepared to leave, Lily surprised them both by taking Emma's hand. I missed you, Mommy, she said simply. Emma knelt down, tears flowing freely now. I missed you too, baby. More than you'll ever know. Jack watched this exchange with a lump in his throat.